I'm Sia, New Yorker, here with 19 First Alert meteorologist Meredith Garofalo. Meredith, we made it.
We made it. The worst is over, my friends, and so that's such a relief. But you can see behind me, we're still tracking some lake effect.
Sure.
And some very cold weather as we go into your Saturday. But I have some updated totals for us because I know that's the big question. How much did we get? So here's our First Alert weather day details. More lake effect snow, although this is not going to be like what we saw yesterday. We're going to get a little bit more accumulating, but here's the problem, because we still have that wind, not a strong wind, but enough to blow that snow around. You might have some whiteout conditions when we have those bands set up, but there still will be some slick spots out there, especially on bridges and overpasses, as our temperatures are still pretty well below that freezing mark. And the feels like, well, that's going to be below zero. So pair that with still a few winter weather alerts out there. Winter weather advisory. We have a winter storm warning still for Ashtabula County. That's where our best chance will be for more snow. But as I was showing you, there's still a few snow bands out there. They're just not like anything we had yesterday. Here are some of the official First Alert totals, and you can see Summit County, Cuyahoga County, more than a foot in some spots. Cleveland Heights at 12, Maple Heights topping the board for how much snow we got at 14 inches. My hometown, Parma, 10, North Royalton, North Ridgeville, 8 inches there. This was definitely the storm of the season so far. And as I mentioned, although it is going to be better conditions for us today, we still have a little bit of lake effect out there and some intense bands where those visibilities are going to drop pretty quickly as we get into the day. So a closer look shows just outside of Solon, Strongsville out toward Elyria, pretty intense band there. It's cleared up in Ashtabula, though we still have that winter storm warning that goes through tonight. And then the other part of our story is going to be the bitter cold. Feels like that's still below zero for many of us, and it'll stay like that even as we go into the afternoon. So coming up, I want to give us a First Alert look at today's forecast. But yes, Sia, we're going to be near 50 again this week, and I'll have all those details you won't want to miss. So, I mean, if you can get out there or you live close to today's, you know, we're going to have a little bit of snow, but nothing like yesterday, thankfully. Yes, exactly right. Going positive from here, but today's still a First Alert weather day. Still going to have some snow, but also because of the cold. After this, though, the work week looks so much warmer. We'll have rain instead of snow, but that's going to help melt some of that snow, whatever you can't get out of your house. So let's get right to our official First Alert weather day forecast. Timeline for us here. Today, still going to have some lingering lake effect snow. And it feels like it's still going to be at or below zero. So you want to bundle up if you have to go outdoors with the snow blower, or maybe the kids want to go and make snow angels and have fun in the snow. Just make sure that you're properly dressed for doing so. But we will start to see more sunshine in the forecast as early as tomorrow. Could see some peaks of sun today in between snow bands. But temperatures are going to be on their way up. Yes, highs will finally be above freezing starting on Monday, and we stay that way all into the week. First Alert, look at your morning temperatures as you head out the door. Single digits to teens. Mansfield, one of our coldest spots, and a lot of that, the reason we're not really seeing a big jump up in temperatures is that snow on the ground. It just keeps things cold for us. But our feels like below zero pretty much everywhere. You have to get down to New Philly, out toward Warren, Ashtabula, Mentor to have the feels like in the single digits. First Alert Doppler shows some snow showers out there. Again, mainly right now, most of these are setting up well south of the lake front. So this could add a little bit of tricky travel, especially where that intense band is at between Elyria and Medina. A little bit of a heavier snow burst here just to the west side of Strongsville. So just take your time as you go out this morning. Hopefully the plows have a lot of the back roads now taken care of, but if not, just put on your patience and give yourself a little bit of extra time. We still have some flurries near Ashtabula, Madison into Mentor. But the forecast shows that we have that chance of lake effect staying with us today. This is 3. Nothing like that band we saw yesterday. That's what really brought us those big totals across Cuyahoga County especially. And as we go into the evening tonight, you'll see the snow machine finally shuts off for us. And then as we go overnight and into the early morning, I'll stop the clock here at 7. You can see that we'll be waking up with temperatures in the teens, yes, even the 20s, which will feel different for us. And then we'll start to see the feels like temperature get above the 0 mark for us. By afternoon, we're into the 20s. That sun helping out just a tad bit. But additional snow today, with the exception of where we have a few of those bands set up. An inch or less, higher, maybe 2 to 3 inches if we do get a couple bands in some of those spots. But I want to show you future view because, yes, as we go into the week, we've got a couple more rounds of systems, but these are going to be warmer core, which means we have rain, as you can see here, keeping all the snow out of the entire Great Lakes region. This will definitely help melt some of that snow. But we also might see some localized flooding in spots where we do have that rain that'll be melting that snow quickly. Of course, you can get all those details at First Alert Focus. Don't forget that's weeknights at 7:30. The whole First Alert team contributes to that. Here's a look at the forecast as we head into the end of the weekend. Again, by Monday, temperatures are above freezing. I know we've got rain in the forecast, but look. Yes, almost a 50. So the roller coaster of temperatures and Mother Nature's seasons confusion continues for us. But you know what? At least see ya after being below freezing what the feels like for days and days now, we'll finally have some relief. I bet somebody will be out there in shorts. Crazy as yesterday, but it's still really cold. There's snow on the ground. I'm sure there's some side streets that are still going to be struggling, waiting for the plows to get out there, which, by the way, thank you to those men and women that are helping clear our streets, our backyards, everybody. We have to thank them for that. But hey, you know, they're going to actually be able to